Hello fellow travelers, Solo Sue here. This is day 6 of my cruise on Discovery Princess and a sea day. Most of the day I had to work, which is not as much fun as it sounds, of course. It actually doesn't sound like fun. What am I saying? Anyway, breakfast was a jaunt down to the International Cafe for a couple of pastries and a coffee. Lunch was at Gigi's Pizzeria, and I got a Hawaiian pizza, which, you know, some people will tell me is sacrilege, but sometimes I like having it. So it's got pineapple on it, which I know some people feel like does not belong on pizza, but it was tasty. And tonight is formal night, and I'm going to be also attending there's a captain's cocktail event thing that I'm going to be going to, so we'll see how that goes.
If I haven't already done so, I get to be your cruise director this cruise. Hello. Hello. Thank you. How much do you love this gorgeous ship? My goodness. It's a gorgeous ship, beautiful ship. And we're very, very happy to have you guys on as our inaugural guests for this voyage. Listen, I don't often say this, and I don't know if y'all know this, but you guys, personally, to me, you guys are the best guests that have ever been on board the Discovery Princess. Yeah. Bar none.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the party, what we are used to. So let's go into the numbers of who we have on board. Now, in very brave, first time ever cruisers with Princess, we have 503 balloon cruisers. Isn't that amazing? Even in a pandemic, we are bringing people on board, which is wonderful. In gold, we have 404. In ruby, 215. In platinum, 545. I know. And in elite, we have 479. Amazing. Okay, now it is time for me to bring to the stage the man you actually came to hear speak. He is, of course, the master of the vessel and your captain. I want you to go wild and crazy as we bring to the stage your captain, Captain Gennaro Arma.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, at this point in the evening, I'm going to introduce you to who our most travelled guests are. Now, they all came actually to the first party, so I'm going to just read out all of their names and how many days they have, because I know some of you are curious. And then at the end of reading them all out, we'll give one big round of applause to them so loud they'll hear you at dinner. Okay, so in third place, from Mission Hills, California, we have Mr. and Mrs. Lowe with 1,660 days at sea. In second place, from San Diego, California, with 2,283 days at sea, we have Mr. and Mrs. Lanier. And in first place, from Naples, Florida, with 2,293 days at sea, we have Miss Joyce Irwin. Please give them all a round of applause on that massive achievement of the Princess. That's fabulous.
Good evening, fellow travelers. It is the end of day 6, a sea day on Discovery Princess. It was a formal night, and it was the Captain's Circle Party, which is one that they apparently did twice today, or at least twice during the cruise. I'm not sure if it was actually both today, but they kept referring to a second one that they had done. So they gave us the breakdown of the passengers. We have 2,146 passengers on board. The ship has a capacity of 3,660. So that gives you an idea of how it is running today. And really it is much more crowded than I have been accustomed since the restart. So I finished the Captain's Circle Party and went over to the Ketchikan dining room because I haven't seen it yet. I thought, well, you know, I'll go and see if I can get a table there. And in all other ships I've been on, I've been able to just basically walk up and within 2 or 3 people, you know, be able to just get in even without a reservation. That wasn't the case. So first of all, I have not been able to make any reservations for dining on the Princess Medallion app since I've been on board. It's, you know, it tries to load it and it spins on loading and it just never comes up. And so the only things I've got reservations for are the things that I made in the specialty dining restaurants prior to coming on board. And so that's been something of a hindrance in trying to get into a venue like the dining room, because it's just so crowded. The line was really long, and I finally was just not interested in waiting that long, because first of all, I knew I didn't have a reservation, and so even with the very long line, it looked like it was probably going to take a good half hour, 45 minutes at least, before I got a table. And so I went down to the Salty Dog Gastropub, where I'd been on Enchanted Princess, but I hadn't eaten there yet on Discovery, so I thought, well, that's a good idea. So I went down there. It was not crowded, so that worked out very well. I had an Ernesto burger, which is one of their specialties, and that turned out really well. It was good. There was something, it said short ribs poutine. Now, poutine normally has cheese curds in it, and it said it would have cheese curds in the description. I mean, that's one of the kind of hallmarks of poutine. It was still tasty. The burger was good, and I enjoyed my dinner. I especially enjoyed not having to wait around for half an hour to 45 minutes for a table. And I might try and see if I can sleep in tomorrow, which is a rare thing in my house, because I somehow wound up with a morning dog, and she thinks I should get up with the dawn. And she and I disagree about that on weekends. I've yet to get her to figure out what weekends are, but she disagrees with them on principle. So, sleeping in would be a novelty. Anyway, I'll tell you what happens tomorrow on our last sea day before we go home. Solo Sue signing off.